Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing matches that are happening on Tuesday, July 25, 2023. We will be providing our team and total picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. Our Patreon is a way for you to support our channel and help us improve our content. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. The Phillies have been playing well recently, but they have not been able to get over the hump and win a game. I think that changes on Tuesday night when they start Zach Wheeler on the mound. Wheeler has a 2.76 ERA at home this season, and the Phillies are 7-2 when he starts at home. Baltimore's Kyle Bradish has a 6.92 ERA against National League teams this season, and the Phillies should be able to tee off on him. Baltimore is also hitting just .216 against National League East teams this season. I think the Phillies will win easily on Tuesday night. The under is the pay on Tuesday night, as the Phillies should shut down a Baltimore that has struggled for runs recently. Baltimore is averaging just 3.6 runs per game in their last 5 outings. Walker should do enough to keep that average even lower, forcing Baltimore score even fewer runs. The under is 5-2 in Philadelphia's last 7 games. Take the under on Tuesday. Los Angeles Angels vs Detroit Tigers. Both the Detroit Tigers and Los Angeles Angels have had disappointing seasons, but I think the Angels have a good chance to win as an underdog on the road. Tigers starter Eduardo Rodriguez has pitched well this season, but Angels starter Patrick Canning can be dominant when he's on. The Tigers have one of the worst defenses in baseball, and I don't think they'll be able to hit Canning well. The Tigers' bullpen has also been inconsistent, so I'll take the Angels' much better offense to get the win. Taking the under in this game between the Angels and Tigers is also the way to go. Rodriguez is one of the better pitchers and doesn't allow many runs, so he should be able to keep the Angels' offense at bay. Meanwhile, Detroit's offense is just one of the worst in baseball, so I don't expect them to get many runs off Canning and the bullpen. This year, both Los Angeles and Detroit have hit the over more times than not, but this matchup is one I like the under. In Rodriguez's last 5 starts, he's allowed just 2.8 runs per start, while Canning is allowing 2.6. Both offenses can struggle at times, and both pitchers are solid. Take the under 8. Miami Marlins vs Tampa Bay Rays. The bullpens for both the Tampa Bay Rays and Miami Marlins have been very similar this season. The Rays are 9th in the league with a 3.76 reliever ERA, while the Marlins are 16th with a 4.08 bullpen ERA. In July, the two teams have played 18 games, and the Marlins have averaged 4.22 runs per game, while the Rays have averaged 3.39 runs per game. Based on these stats, I think the Marlins will cover the run line in this game. Looking at the starting pitchers throughout their last 7 games, they should do well here, as Edward Cabrera is 3-2 with a 3.68 ERA and a 1.09 WHIP in 36.2 innings, while Tyler Glasnow is 3-2 with a 3.92 ERA and a 1.23 WHIP in 39 innings in that span. These offenses as of late have been struggling, as Miami is scoring 3.11 runs in their last 9 games, while Tampa Bay is averaging 3.4 runs in their previous 10 games. Go with under 7 runs in this game. Colorado Rockies vs Washington Nationals. Colorado has lost 4 of the last 5 games when playing against Washington at Nationals Park. Washington has won 4 of its last 6 overall, and the Nationals have played well at home, winning each of the last 5. Colorado's starting pitcher Austin Gomber was hit hard last time out when allowing 4 runs in 6 innings and losing 4-1 to the Houston Astros last Wednesday. In contrast, Washington starter Trevor Williams has had 2 consecutive solid outings, allowing a total of 3 runs and 8 hits in 17 innings. Colorado's pitching staff is next to last in team earned run average and is last in batting average allowed, while Washington may have problems at times knocking in runs, but the Nationals have the 5th best team batting average in baseball. Our team pick is Washington Nationals. Washington has a 4.92 ERA, which is 27th, and a 1.49 WHIP, which is 28th. The Nationals dropped to 29th or next to last in batting average allowed at .273, while 21st in quality starts with 30. Josiah Gray is the leader in victories with 7, while Mackenzie Gore has a team best 122 strikeouts. Washington will hand the ball to Trevor Williams on Tuesday. This season the right-hander is 5-5 with an ERA 4.38 and 74 strikeouts. Our total pick is over. New York Mets vs New York Yankees. Both New York baseball teams have had disappointing seasons so far. They have been evenly matched in their recent head-to-head battles, with a 5-5 record in their last 10 games, dating back to early 2021. However, the Yankees have won 3 of their last 4 games against the Mets, outscoring them 18-14. With 2 lineups filled with superstars, this should be another close game. However, I think the Yankees are the better value at plus 110, as they should come away with a win. While these two lineups possess incredible star power, it's the pitching that has led the way to success in recent times, and while the over sits at 5-4-1 in their past 10 head-to-head contests, their 2023 games have totaled just 26 runs over 3 games. For the Mets, the under sits at 6-3-1 in their past 10 overall games, and for the Yankees, the under sits at 5-4-1, and with two studs on the mound capable of dominant pitching performances, this should be a big-time pitching duel. Keep it simple, take the under. Atlanta Braves vs Boston Red Sox. While Fenway Park has been a house of horrors for several pitchers in their careers, it has been a welcome sight for Braves starter Morton. Morton is 4-0 in 6 career starts at Fenway Park, with an ERA of 3.71. He has allowed just 30 hits in 34 innings of work as well. Morton will be backed by baseball's best lineup and arguably baseball's best hitters park, Fenway Park. Boston, meanwhile, will have to get by with a bullpen game against a Braves hard-hitting lineup. Nick Pivetta will likely be tasked with the longest assignment to slow down the Braves, but he has a career penchant for giving up the long ball. That could be a huge problem against a Braves team that is first in baseball in home runs per game and hits home runs at a slightly higher rate on the road. Look for Atlanta to pick up a win on Tuesday night. Take the Braves with the money line. The Red Sox have made this spirited run back into contention, despite having just 3 healthy starting pitchers to choose from, thanks to injuries to Garrett Whitlock and Tanner Houck. Manager Alex Cora has employed an opener over the past several weeks, and the team has found some success. He will likely do the same on Tuesday night, with Brayan Bello being pushed back to Wednesday night as he finishes out his paternity leave. One pitcher that will likely be featured prominently on Tuesday night is hard-throwing righty Nick Pivetta. Pivetta was originally in the starting rotation this season, but has blossomed out of the bullpen. He pitched 6 hitless innings against the Oakland A's in the Sox' lone win in Oakland last week, before throwing just an inning on Saturday against the Mets. Pivetta will likely be utilized for multiple innings on Tuesday night, following Cora's choice to open the game. Our total pick over. Kansas City Royals vs Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians have a strong track record against the Royals at home, winning 10 out of their last 13 games against them in Cleveland. The Guardians' offense has also been playing well recently, batting .301 with a .405 slugging percentage in their last 5 home games. The Royals, on the other hand, have been struggling on the road this season, losing over 73% of their games away from home. They also hit poorly against the Guardians in their last series, batting just .227 with a .364 slugging percentage. Starting pitcher Aaron Civale has been effective at home this season, going 2-1 with a 3.48 ERA and 1.10 WHIP in 5 starts. The Royals starter, Zach Greinke, has struggled on the road this season, going winless with an ERA over 5 and a WHIP of 1.51 in 14 games. He also has a career 2-6 record with a 4.34 ERA in 16 games at Progressive Field. Based on these factors, I believe the Guardians are the better team and should win on Tuesday. The Guardians have gone over the run total in 6 of their last 7 games, and they have scored 10 or more runs twice in that period. 3 of the 4 games played between these two teams at Progressive earlier this season went under the run total, and the Royals were held to 1 run or less in 2 of the 4 games. Civale has been effective at home, 3.48 ERA, and over his last 3 starts, 2.08 ERA. Adding to Kansas City's woes, the Royals are currently ranked dead last in average runs scored on the road with 3.69. They also rank toward the bottom in several other key offensive categories, such as batting average and slugging percentage, so the odds they score quickly in bunches against the Cleveland staff are low. The Guardians have an elite pitching staff this season, ranking 3rd in the league in team ERA at home with 3.85. They are also tied for 2nd in shutouts thrown this season with 10. Cleveland ranks towards the bottom of the league in several key offensive categories also, and they are last in the league in average home runs per game. The Royals have gone under the run total in 10 of the previous 14 games, and they have scored 2 runs or less in 6 of those games. Most signs point to a lower scoring affair when these two teams meet on Tuesday. Take the under 8.5 runs. Seattle Mariners vs Minnesota Twins. Lopez has been a strikeout machine this season, but he has also had some control issues, especially on the road and at night. The Mariners have one of the lowest strikeout rates in baseball, so Lopez could be in for a good day. Kirby has been hittable on the road, especially at night, and he has not been able to strike out many batters. The Twins' offense has been on fire in July, so I think they will be able to take advantage of Kirby's weaknesses. I recommend betting on the Minnesota Twins moneyline. Both of these offenses sit amongst the worst in baseball in plate success, particularly in terms of strikeout rate. What's more, both of these offenses sit bottom 10 in terms of batting average. Lopez has been erratic at times, but he's proven he can run through lineups and generate strikeouts. Kirby doesn't have the same strike-throwing ability, but he has done well to limit the long ball both at night and on the road. The series opener went into extra frames and remained under the number. Expect to see this one stay under as well. Take the under 8.